Hello, comrades, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue our reading from the collected works of Comrade Kim Il-sung. The reading for today, Talk with Participants in the Nationalist Movement. As always, this is a reading by studyjuche.com. Thank you for joining us. All right, without any further ado, let us begin a talk with participants in the Nationalist Movement. This was given on the 5th of November, 1945. I think you experienced greater difficulties before in conducting the anti-Japanese movement for the country's liberation at home and abroad. In the past 36 years, the Korean people were subjected to every manner of humiliation and contempt, and suffered from poverty and hunger under the colonial rule of Japanese imperialism. Having been deprived of their country, many compatriots left their beloved native parts for alien lands to seek a livelihood. However, the Korean people did not lose their national spirit. They rose resolutely against Japanese imperialism. For long years, Korean revolutionaries and patriots carried out various ways of struggling, including armed struggle and underground activities for their country's liberation and independence. They endured trying ordeals and shed a great deal of blood in these battles. Our people, who fought a protracted, gory battle against Japanese imperialism, have at last accomplished the historic cause of liberating the homeland. Now that their country is liberated, our compatriots, who were scattered in foreign lands, are returning to their homeland. In days long past, they had crossed the Amnok and Tuman rivers and the Korean Strait, shedding tears of blood, overcome with sorrow for a ruined nation. But today, they are recrossing them with tears of emotion, overwhelmed with the joy of liberation. Those fighters who went abroad with the lofty aim of winning the independence of Korea and carried on the struggle there kept their national principle, and also coming home one after another, filled with enthusiasm for nation building. Our land is now overflowing with the ecstasy of a liberated people and their ardor for creating a new life. At present, our people are faced with the weighty task of building a democratic, independent, and sovereign state. In order to accomplish this important task of nation building, we still have to conduct a hard struggle. Building a new country is by no means plain sailing. It's a rugged path requiring arduous, complex struggle. However, we must keep to this road, come what may, and carry out the tasks of nation building with flying colors, braving all hazards and difficulties. To build a new, democratic Korea, we must make a clean sweep of the remnant forces of Japanese imperialism. The pro-Japanese elements who betrayed the country and nation in the past as minions of Japanese imperialism are now going to great lengths to recover their old positions. They are trying in every way to hinder the building of a new Korea and doing their utmost to turn the country again into a colony of imperialism. In this situation, as long as the remnant forces of Japanese imperialism are left as they are, nation building cannot succeed, nor can a new democratic Korea be built. All the people must pool their efforts and eliminate the pro-Japanese elements to the very last one, and push ahead with the construction of a new Korea. What is most important in building a new country is that we have a right attitude towards nation building. We must be adamant in our efforts and determination to build the country entirely by our own efforts. Only when we take such a stand can we achieve the complete independence of the country and successfully build a prosperous, democratic, independent, and sovereign state for our people to enjoy a free and happy life. In order to bring about its full independence, prosperity, and progress, a nation must be resolved to do everything by itself, believing in its own strength. If we do not believe in our own strength and depend on others, we could not carry out the great task of nation building properly. History knows no instance of a people having achieved genuine national independence and prosperity through relying on others. Dependence on foreign forces is the road to national ruin. We must not follow the path of dependence on foreign forces that was taken by the corrupt and incompetent federal rulers in the past. Our people must build a new country, completely and entirely by their own efforts. This should be unshakable faith of our people who have now embarked upon nation building. At present, some people want to try building an independent state in Korea by relying on other countries. Some pin their hopes on the U.S. armed forces that landed in South Korea. This is the height of folly. From the very start, America, as an imperialist state, has historically infringed upon the sovereignty of other countries. There are countries in the world subordinated to it, but there is no country that has attained independence with its help. The U.S. troops that landed in South Korea have opened the road of regeneration of the pro-Japanese and traitors to the nation, while hindering the patriotic advance of the South Korean people. As a result, these pro-Japanese elements and national traitors, the enemies of our people, are swaggering about in South Korea today. From every point of view, the history of America and the deeds of American troops stationed in South Korea, we must have no illusions about America. Its history is replete with aggression and plunder. Today, the U.S. troops that landed in South Korea are gradually revealing themselves to be an aggressive army by nature. If we harbored any illusions about America and tried to build a new country with its assistance, we could not build an independent, sovereign state, but would be reduced again to a status of a homeless race as in the past. We must categorically reject the mistaken idea of trying to build the country by relying on other countries. We must always work hard to hold New Korea by our own efforts. The Korean people are fully capable of building a prosperous, democratic, independent, and sovereign state on their own. They are ingenious and valorous people with a long history of 5,000 years. A people with a firm patriotic spirit who passionately fight for their country and nation. To avoid a repetition of the colonial slavery of the past, they have now risen. Their enthusiasm for nation building is great indeed. Moreover, our country has abundant natural resources. Its mineral resources are unlimited, and its hydroelectric and marine resources are also rich. If we bring the inexhaustible might of all people into full play and exploit and utilize the country's abundant resources rationally, nothing is impossible for us. We will for certain be able to build a new country, wealthy, mighty, and civilized. To build a democratic, independent, and sovereign state through their own efforts means that our people must all unite closely under the banner of democracy. Only when all the people who love their country and are concerned about the future of the nation unite in a body and join in the nation building can the construction of a new Korea be facilitated. Therefore, all those who wish to see a new democratic Korea must unite. Not only the workers and peasants, but also all other patriotic democratic forces of different sections, including non-comprador capitalists, should unite solidly and pool their efforts in the building of a new country. The present-day reality that calls for promoting nation building through the firm unity of the whole nation requires those who participated in the struggle against Japanese imperialism in the past to first be united. All people who took part in the anti-Japanese struggle in the past, no matter whether they were engaged in the communist or nationalist movement, whether they fought at home or abroad, must pool their efforts and take part in nation building. Only by doing this can the unity and patriotic comrades. Only by doing this can the unity of the patriotic democratic forces be strengthened and the cause of building a new country be successful. Some nationalists, however, slander the communists and are against cooperating with them. This is a wrong attitude that emanates from the lack of correct understanding of the communists. Even in the darkest periods of Japanese imperialist colonial rule, the true communists of Korea upheld their free country with fortitude and fought a prolonged, gory fight, invariably to the end, for the freedom and liberation of the people. The communists are true patriots who ardently love their country and people. We must not be bamboozled by the machinations of reactionaries who bar the way to building a new country. In a bid to attain their own foul political ambitions, the enemies of the people, slinging mud at the communists, are now dabbling in all sorts of conspiracies to disunite our democratic forces. We must smash their maneuvers to atoms and achieve the unity of all patriotic forces as soon as possible. There is no reason why communists and nationalists cannot unite in the effort of nation building. In the past, the communists and nationalists jointly conducted the anti Japanese struggle to liberate the homeland. For the sake of the freedom, happiness, and prosperity of our nation, all must unite closely and build a new democratic Korea through concerted efforts. Unity alone is the patriotic road to take for the country and the people. It is the true road to nation building, the road to guaranteeing a new, democratic Korea. If nationalists are really concerned about the fate of the country and the people, they should join with the communists and work together with them. We sincerely respect the patriotic nationalists who want to make a positive contribution to nation building and hope they will play a great part in the building of a new Korea. You must have a correct idea of the communists and work hard to see that all nationalists will try to build a new country in cooperation with us communists. I hope that you will take an active part in the worthy undertaking of nation building, an undertaking aimed at the building of a prosperous, democratic, independent, and sovereign state. I want to thank you, comrades, for joining me today for the reading of Talk with Participants in the Nationalist Movement by Comrade Kim Il sung. We will continue our readings from the collected works of Comrade Kim Il sung in the next video. So until then, take care, have a nice day, bye bye.